What's going on, everybody? Cowboy Cerrone here. This episode is brought to you by betonline.ag, the best online bookie in town. This episode is also supported and brought to you by you, for all the people that have shopped and gone to bmfranch.com and helped us make these videos and continue having fun.
Bend your knees more. Yes. 2, 3, 4.
How many of these?
10. 5.
I met Shara Bear. I was working on a movie up in Edmonton.
I've been doing MMA so long that I knew his coaches, and I reached out and said, hey, I see that Cowboy's in Edmonton. And I said, if he needs a place to train, my gym is open to him. 20 minutes later, I got a text saying, let's train. And so he was filming the movie and trained with me for about 6 weeks there at my gym, and we were training 3 to 4 times a week. This was when he was getting ready for Robbie Lawler. I came out actually in 2017 for 3 weeks to continue the Lawler camp. And then I came out in 2018 briefly, and then I've been pretty much staying here since 2019, with the exception of the pandemic. Yeah.
It's just a matter of finding people that work well with us. You know, one of my requirements is you have to come stay here, so you're around the whole time. You know, we do everything out of the ranch, or we do it wherever. Everyone just has to be able to go, so availability is a huge factor. So being able to match with our group and be able to travel is kind of what we need to do.
With strength and conditioning, because in MMA, there's so many facets that the athlete has to master: wrestling, striking, grappling, you know what I mean? Like and then all the strength and conditioning. So my job is to provide the most effective minimum dose to help him be a better athlete. I like to say that I provide the gas tank and the strength to apply the skills that he uses in the other facets, right? But it's also about doing it effectively and efficiently and safely. So, you know, old school, I'm not gonna lie, when I first was a strength and conditioning coach starting out 13 years ago, it was like, crush him to the ground, like, die, I wanna see you puke, you know, because that's what conditioning was back then, because there was not enough science out there into MMA strength and conditioning, because MMA was still pretty young. Come on, go deeper, man. Stop fucking cheating.
I can't.
There it is. There it is. Go to the point where it hurts your feelings.
It's not my feelings, my knees, the side of my knee.
Pull your foot out a little. So I get excited when I see it translate into his other facets of MMA. When he's explosive in the 5th round, when he's not gassing, when everything looks effortless, when he feels strong, when he's moving people around, when I hear him say, man, that was easy, then that's what gets me excited. Yeah, I get excited about training him every day, but I love to see it translate into his actual sport.
He's baiting me right now.
I know that. That's why I get your ass up.
Give me my medulla oblongata, man.
I thought you said you could stand up anytime.
Nah, he can't stand up anytime. That's me. He can't do that. He don't even know that trick anymore. Bum. I was waiting for the people. I was like, hit it!
There's just plain more science now, because, and I'll say it again, the UFCPI has done a good job of really getting into the science of this stuff, and now MMA is becoming more popular, so of course it's getting studied more. But like I said, 13 years ago when I started doing this, there was nothing. It was trial and error. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, that didn't work. And there was no studies or research or anything studying MMA athletes for recovery. But I think recovery has really moved to the forefront, and we've also realized that recovery is the secret. If you're gonna talk about a hack, the secret to sports performance. And recovery comes in the form of proper sleep, proper hydration, proper nutrition, proper programming, and that goes to not like what I said before about minimum effective dose. I don't need to crush an athlete to get a good result, because knowing that he's got other things to train, I can do a minimum effective dose, help him recover better, and then he'll perform better in all other facets. So I think recovery has been, really bumped to the forefront in terms of science, and I think that it's good to see athletes focusing more on recovery because they're seeing the benefits of it. Everybody has a different constitution when it comes to recovery. Some like heat, some like ice. You got to figure out what works for you. If it's sitting in a dark room and laying there with your eyes closed off social media for 45 minutes, if that works for you, that works for you. I think we have to remember that there's not one tried and true method that works for every single person. You need to trial and error it for yourself to figure out what works for you. I mean, I'll never say that you can't get enough sleep. Sleep is where the magic happens, right? I'm all for naps. You know, there's science that has mixed up, like, yes, heat is great for recovery, ice baths are great for recovery, not for everybody. You got to find what works for you. But I can't stress enough about sleep. You know, my history with fighters, the one thing that I've seen fighters struggle with the most is sleep. You know, a lot of them are tired and wired because they're training too much. Their central nervous system's getting burnt out. There's a lot of things that, you know, are going on in their lives outside of the training, in personal lives that are meshing with the training and causing them to not sleep. So we got to, you know, we can't forget that a person's lifestyle and family and everything outside of fighting will affect training as well. So that has to be factored in as well. This is one of those jobs where it is extremely taxing, but extremely rewarding. It is so rewarding to see them perform at a high level and realize their potential. You know, it even gives me goosebumps to see that, to even say that, to go in there and hear after a fight how amazing they felt, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just the most rewarding thing.
Yeah, she definitely knows her shit, but she also has the attitude and able to hang and get what's done. You know, it's yeah, she just clicks well with everybody and just writes her stupid journal down and gets all the data. It works good. We figure it out and keeps me in shape.
So I'm big on writing things down because collecting data is huge. I mean, I'm pretty scientific in what I do. Like they you know, I get balked at it because I like to quote science all the time. But I mean, I didn't make it this far in my career by just winging it. So collecting data, it's great to look back and see how far you've come, what's working, what's not, writing everything down. So when I'm writing things down, it's not just strength and conditioning, it's the other things. It's notes that I take when he's doing stand-up or when he's on the ground, things I need to adjust in strength and conditioning, things that we need to do less of or more of. If you're not writing it down, what are you going to refer to, right? So you have to have a reference point. You have to say, on this day you did this. Let's try to improve this number. That's if you're not writing it down, you're just guessing. With him, because he loves to do everything extreme, my job is to provide what he's not getting from the other facets of training. So making sure that he's getting MMA specific conditioning. Mountain bikes are fantastic. We still got to make sure he's getting the specific conditioning for a fight. Making sure he's getting his power in. As we get closer to the fight, we do contrast training to keep him explosive. We do conditioning that is for power endurance, and then we keep in strength in there. Smart strength though. It's nothing max because there's a lot of risk to max lifts close to a fight, so we keep him strong. And then just filling in the holes on things that he's missing in the other facets. She knows I like
cardio, you know, so we really focus a lot on the cardio. That's, to me, is the most important thing. So we do a lot of, she integrates the strength and all that in there also, but I like to focus a lot on cardio, so we definitely don't lack that.
Yes, he's very athletic, great body awareness. You know, he catches on to things really quickly, but he also hates to lift. And he's a little challenging to get him to lift. It's just one of the things, and he'll admit that. He hates to lift weights. So he's a little more challenging to get into the gym. I mean, anybody that's on the ranch knows you have to have a thick skin to deal with Donald. So getting him in here can be a challenge at times. He always gets his work done. And he'll say that I nag him and nag him and nag him, but yes, that's because he hates lifting.
Always nagging him about something, but it's good because I need it. It keeps us online, you know. If you just get the workout done, she quits the nagging. So
Jesus, 176 to 112 in 1 minute. That's fucking crazy. You are a master manipulator of getting. It's all in your brain too. So you got 170 and 127 in the second one, and you stayed in the these yellow and red zones the most time. There's no hacks for sports performance. It's a constant building from it. Like, you build your foundation and you build from that. Every time I train Donald, we're building. People are wanting something easy and quick because they're lazy. They don't have the, patience to get there, but that's where the good stuff happens. The good stuff happens in the journey. That's where you learn about yourself. That's where the true change comes. So I hate the 30 days to a new you, 21 days, 7 days, whatever, to changing your life and your health and your fitness. And then not understanding that quick fixes don't stick long term. And what we're at, if we're gonna talk general fitness, let's talk about, do you wanna keep coming back to the same point where you started? You do your 21 days and it doesn't stick and you go back, and you know what I mean? Like, think longevity. Can you stick with this? And this is my 2 things. Do you see yourself doing it long term? And is it sustainable? Yeah. So if you're out of shape and you're wanting to get into shape, you need to find the one thing that you like, that you know you'll stick to long term. Because, I'll say, that might change. You might like running for a while, but then you're over it. Then you might switch to yoga. Then you might switch to lifting weights. But that's okay. There's not one thing that will work for you, and it's actually good for your body to try all these different things. You don't have to, if you're not someone that likes going to the gym, don't go. Find something else. Find something else that you know that you'll stick to because you enjoy it. You have to enjoy it.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in and watching the episode. Make sure you go to betonline.ag where you can bet on anything under the sun and more. So check it out.